is Thursday, March 24th, 2022, and this is your Betting Tools Show. The way that this Betting Tools Show works is we just do like 3 picks a day, and we just pick out various betting tools. I don't prepare for this show at all, so whatever happens live on the show is what you see happens, and this is just to maybe get you a little bit more familiar with the betting tools. We have a big rollout coming next week, but it's just a continuation of the tools that we're doing. One of the products is brand new. It's something that you haven't seen before. No one else does it, of course, and it's something that it's not an add-on to something that we're doing right now, but the rest of the things that you'll be seeing are just simply add-ons to the things that we know that you guys are using, the things that you guys like, and things of that nature. We'll just give everyone a couple seconds to join us. Of course, this is a good time for you to ask questions about the betting tools. And of course, like I said, it's a good time for me to show you, because I actually got an email today from somebody requesting a feature that we already have. So that's just how robust the betting tools are, is that, I think some of the labeling is a little tricky, and we'll go over that today as well. So, I'll try and explain to you maybe why it's labeled like it is. I'm just going to give everybody another 20 seconds, 30 seconds or so to join us. Of course, a lot of people will be watching this. A lot of people will be watching this later, which is fine, because it's like the whole idea is just to educate everybody at how you can use these tools to get yourself on more winners. And, I tried to say in my email yesterday, I think there's so many sites out there that are just out there to get you to sign up for a sports book. And while we appreciate that if you do it, it certainly helps us a ton. We're all about delivering product content, and then everything else is always a feed off of that. We know our betting tools. No one can come close to this. So we're really excited about what we're doing here. And I just got off a call actually with my business partners who build these betting tools. And they're so excited that you guys love them so much. I told them, I'm like, people love the betting tools so much, they forget how much they hate me. That's pretty much the way that these are working. But let's get to the betting tools for today that we're going to use. Like I said, this is live and it's just totally random the way that we're going to do it. But we'll just switch right here, and I'll share my screen with you. Here we are with the Pick Dogs betting tools, and here are the Sports Chat betting tools. I think for today, the one that I want to go over first, and the one that really is lacking a little bit as far as what people really understand. A lot of people, I've gotten comments from people that are not necessarily competitors of ours, but that are using our betting tools. So it's like I said, it's a really cool thing to see. But so where I want to go is to the standings. And if you look at the standings, the thing about the standings is that it looks like it's basic standings, and you have like the average point differential, average points for, average points against, plus minus, things of this nature, right? And, winning streaks and everything like that. All we can have are 10 categories here. And the reason why we only have 10 categories is because that's all that really fits on the page in a manageable amount. But when you look at all of the different things here, there's way, way more than 10 things that you could have here. And one thing that people asked me about today, one of the emails I got was this. How much do they beat the spread by that we should have this on average? And there it is right there. So in order to add that, we need to take off some of these other things just to create room. So I'm eliminating some of the things that we already know. That should be enough for now. So when you look here and you look at betting, so here's the against the spread plus minus. Here's the average point differential, APD. The average point differential of teams Oh, here it is. It's ATS plus minus. Average point differential is the average point differential between this and this, for and against. So you can see these match up to this. These two add up to this. You can see that right there. 109.4 minus 105.1 is 4.3. But if you look here, here's the against the spread margin for these teams. So just because teams have winning records, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're great at covering the spread. On average, over the course of 72 games this season, the 76ers 0.8 points below the spread. And you can see the Boston Celtics, they've had a better than expected season, 2.7 points better than the spread. The Cavaliers, of course, all that early season success, 3.1. So we do have this. Somebody asked me about this today, and I said, hey, we already have that. But here it is. Now, one of the other things that we have on here that people haven't really taken as big of an advantage of, I'm wondering if I can get rid of this one, and this one. Okay, and then this will allow me for this. So these are teams in the first quarter. We had an interesting one tonight with the Suns and the Nuggets, and both these teams are really good in the first quarter. If you look, the Suns 60.3% of the time win the first quarter, and the Nuggets 54.8%. So somebody sent me an email saying that, I said the Suns first quarter because on the streaks it said that. But, here you can see that the Suns are a better first quarter team any way you slice it. And actually, they own the Nuggets in the first quarter. The Grizzlies, you can sort also who are the best first quarter teams in the Western Conference. And then, of course, you could also look at it the other way. Who's the worst? Thunder Buddies, worst. Clippers, Pelicans. These are teams that are, generally, if you look at them and their cover overall, then you would say that if you look at their overall covering of the spread, a team like the Thunder, you would just say these guys are slow starters. So generally, if you lay off of them in the first quarter and then catch the so let's see what the second half looks like for these guys, for like the Thunder. This is all stuff that, I just don't think people see it, But I think if you look at the third and fourth quarter for the Thunder, we'll probably see that it's much higher than what it was. So not much, even though they've been a great covered team overall. It's surprising. But you see most teams are around 50-50, except the Blazers, horrible in the fourth quarter. Horrid. But there's tons of different stuff here for you guys to look at. You can look at first quarter, second quarter, and then on average, overall, if you just bet them by the quarter. Like the Pistons only win if you bet them in the quarters 39.4% of the time. But who's the best? The Celtics. If you just bet the Celtics every quarter, you've hit 57.1% of the time. The worst is the Magic. And then in the West, the Phoenix Suns, not surprising, nearly 60% of the time. So this doesn't really land us on a pick for right now, but it does show you guys some information. So I'm good with that. Anyways, let's carry on. I don't have a ton more time, unfortunately. I didn't waste time, but I took a lot of time showing you guys this. So let's just get to some of the other stuff then, and we'll take a look at the players. I want to do NHL today because we did NBA yesterday. We'll just look at the player props. We'll just pick one out. You guys know I like 80% props. Why not? And this one right here looks as good as any. B. Marchand. You guys know I know nothing about hockey, but in his last 5 games, he's had over 3.5 shots on goal every single game. So same with this Couture. All these guys, 100% of the time, they've hit these props. 80%, Jack Eichel. There's one that I knew. How about that? And you could go a little further back. I don't like to look at the full season. So last 10 games, nobody hits that. Nobody hits the 80%. And you know what? So the system is updating the further out data. So it will be up there shortly. But for our first pick, we'll just take this one. Marshawn over 3.5. That'll be pick number 1. For pick number 2, let's look at the best parlay. We'll go to a 6-teamer. We'll just leave in all sports in here. Why not? 6-team parlay. Let's make sure that these are all today. This one is Friday. Here's a Thursday. These are all Friday. There's a Thursday. Thursday. All right, here we go. Our next one is going to be a parlay. Jay Thompson minus 2.5 games in ATP tennis against Tsonga. We have our next pick is Giron. See, you don't even have to know about these sports for it to do it. So Mills is asking what he likes Scotty Barnes over 175 today. What do the tools say? I don't know what the tools say. I'm not sure, but you can look it up. And very soon, starting next week, you can look at specific players and you'll be able to know every prop surrounding that specific player. We'll have our player pages is what we're having starting next week. So you guys will really, really love that. But anyways, carrying on, even if you wanted to go to a shorter parlay, we could you could take the Golden Knights plus 107, Texas Tech Duke over, and the Pacers Grizzlies over, and who is this? Cerebus Tormo. $10 pays $643.27. That's 64 times your money using the parlay tool. This is one of the easiest tools to use on the site. Is you just click on best parlay. For our last pick of today, we will just go. I like to look at the dog streaks. I use this a lot on the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. And you can see that one that's sticking out right like a sore thumb right off the bat. But it's plus 295, so it's outside of our comfort zone. But we will take this one. Ottawa Senators have covered the puck line as underdogs against the Winnipeg Jets 6 times in a row. So we'll take the Ottawa Senators. So to recap our 3 picks that we used today, we took Marshawn. We took Marshawn under over 3.5. We took the Ottawa Senators, and then we also have a 6-team parlay. So here's a question from Josiah, and it says, have you ever thought of putting up a consensus up, seeing where the majority of the bets are going on the betting tools? No, we haven't really thought of that at all because it's dynamic, and it's just I don't know if it would help us, but one of the other things that people like is those betting percentages, but we don't want to just show betting percentages. We want to show what the results are off of those. But anyways, I'm going to work on improving this show, kind of bringing it together. Maybe I should plan out what tools I'm going to use each day, but I think it's kind of more fun like this. Any questions, anything like that, bring them to tomorrow's show. We'll be back tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier. I'm just trying to move it around my schedule that I have with phone calls, sticking them all in between. And it was aloha to you guys. Love all of you guys. Hope you're loving the betting tools. Let me know in the comments if you have any comments, questions about the betting tools. We appreciate each and every one of you, of course.